Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Welcome to our NBA free agent live stream. Again, I'm your man, Uncle Freezy, the number one chief rock in Knicks universe. I'm excited to be here with y'all today at this time because I believe that the New York Knicks are on the verge of changing its future. Right? So we have news out here. Let me see if I can find it. So we have news out here. But before we get started, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, support the channel, support this dope thing we bringing to everybody. So the Jalen Brunson thing looks official. The Jalen Brunson thing looks official before I say it's officially official. I want to pull up Woj's Twitter. Let me see if I can find Woj, W-O-J. Lou Dort. Okay, signed back with OKC. Chris Boucher signed back with Toronto. Damian Jones signed with the Lakers. All right. Amir Coffey signed with the Clippers. Tyus Jones returning to Memphis. Daniel House, a dude that we had, Daniel House, a guy that we had, is signing with Philly. Bobby Portis is returning to Milwaukee. Anthony Simons has agreed to a 4-year, $100 million deal with Portland. Bradley Beal is about to make $50 million a year to stay with the Wizards. Jaren Jackson is out 4 to 6 months. Kevin Durant made his trade request directly to the Nets owner. Wow. The Nets are acquiring Royce O'Neal in a trade for a 2023 first-round pick. Wow. Wow, a lot of stuff going on. It's busy today. Busy. Busy day today. Super busy day. So I'm going to pull double duty. I'm going to try to report what I see. Also, hey, Mo Bamba signing back with the Orlando Magic. We kind of knew it. Devin Booker gets his max deal. Jokic gets 5 years, $264 million. Wow. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Chuck Allen. Hey, let me put this link in the chat, man. Hold on. What am I doing? I'm sleeping over here. Stafford Dunn in the building. Stafford Dunn, what's good? Danny Lee in the building. Eric Siriel is in the building. Fundamentals in the building. Gary Burns is in the building. What's good? Jeremy, I see you. Knicks Boulevard in the building. Salute. Heck, Knicks Morning Brews in the building. Heck, we got to get together, bro. We got to get together. UBG is in the building. Miss Geraldine is in the building. I see you. White Falcon was good. Miss Lamsley is in the building. Nonsense City is in the building. What's good? Pierre Moise. What's good, y'all? What's good? Hey, what other move are y'all expecting the Knicks to pull off? My brother. What's good, boss?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you. My brother. What's good, bro?
Man, look here. I am excited, bro.
Okay.
I am very happy. Very, very, very happy to land a piece of the puzzle. And
Right.
Rob the Nick told y'all. He told y'all doubters. The Anthony A's, the Anthony D's. I'm sorry to call his name, Jay Boogie. All these doubters doubt in the front office. And look what happened now. Y'all will be eating crow. Crow. So shout out to the front office, man. Shout out to the front office. They got our guy. And I'm happy. But we not done. You're not done, Uncle Freezy. We not done.
Okay. All right. So what are you expecting? That's my question. What are you expecting the Knicks to do at this point, the Knicks front office to do at this point going forward?
I mean, we building the team. That's all we can do is, build a team one piece at a time and get and just fill them in. I see we signed this other guy called Hartenstein. 16 mil, 2 years.
Wow,
So,
I just see that breaking news. The Knicks have signed Isaiah Hartenstein. Wow.
Yes, 2 years, 16 mil.
Wow. Okay, didn't see that coming. Free Keith is in the building.
Free, what's good, D? I ain't hear from you in a minute, my G.
Love you, brother.
Man.
Love you. Love.
Yeah,
love.
The busiest man.
I come back when it's sunny out.
Yeah,
I'm outside.
Okay.
I'm outside because it looks sunny. It looks sunny, like I was saying. It looks sunny.
Bam, that's my guy right there.
We locked in Brunson. So do we? Can we
Isaiah
agree?
Hartenstein.
Can we agree? So can we agree we having a positive? So we having a positive off season now. Can we give? What you call it was saying earlier? Can we give? Can we say they did something good? They did something positive?
No, Free Keith, this is it. The office is not inept anymore. How about that one?
The offense was never inept. The offense was, the front office was never inept. I feel like everybody else, especially in the industry, understand the depths of what they were doing, except the fans. They literally all that deal making, even with the Pistons, that was to lock Mitch up, give him no options to go anywhere. They got the Pistons, they big man in the draft, and they gave them Noel. Locked now it's no competition for Mitch. Now he getting 60. Now he getting 60 over 4. His extension was supposed to be 55 over 4 years. Now he got 60 over 4. Yay him. We good. I'm expecting good ball play next season. The kid's gonna play.
Okay.
The kid's gonna play. Pardon the train in the background. I'm at a station.
Yeah.
The kid's gonna play.
No doubt. We know
they got
you're
rid
the busiest man in Knicks universe.
They got rid of. I'm still waiting on Fournier, but I actually feel like Fournier is serviceable.
Keith, I seen if the Mavs might be interested in Fournier as a sign and trade, so we might be giving up Fournier. So
All
You
the
know what I mean?
guys I said that would be traded, he's the last one.
Yep.
He the
And
last one.
Randle ain't gonna
No,
get traded this summer, but probably next summer. But
dude.
he needs to step
No,
up.
depending
He needs
on
to step up this year, though.
Randle
He
could
needs
get
to step
traded
up
by
this year.
All Star. Like that's he don't even got the whole summer. But like I'm telling you, if this team come out and they look good, if Randle is a baller. This is not to discredit Randle as a baller. If he fits in, we are good, bro.
Well, that's the key. I'm saying he is the
Well, we
key.
gotta wait and see. We can't be pre-mad at
Right,
that. We can't be pre-mad at that though.
right.
Okay. All right. I'm excited about where we are in the direction of
Now it's
the
a
front office.
direction.
Right.
Now it's a direction.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, so yeah, Free Keith. Here's the thing, though, is I understand feeling validated because the front office don't look like idiots. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just tell Free Keith something. Eyeball to eyeball, Free Keith. This Knicks front office ain't won no championship. This front office ain't did nothing
My
major.
God, here we go. All right, okay.
Right?
Freezy, come on, Freezy.
Hey,
Freezy.
hold on.
Freezy.
When y'all was talking, I
Freezy.
was absolutely quiet. I was respecting. Yeah, when y'all
All
was
right,
talking,
go ahead.
I just chill
Go
out.
ahead.
I'll just chill out.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go
Because
ahead.
I respect y'all opinion, right? But what I'm saying to you guys is this: while I do agree with you that the front office is moving in a positive direction, I'm not ready to walk off the cliff on their behalf. I'm not ready to sacrifice my. Okay, Salvador, do you think something? Go ahead.
No, I ain't saying nothing.
It's not even about a willingness to sacrifice, but like
But I'm talking about me.
because they have not made. Okay, I dig it.
I'm not talking about the
saying,
consensus.
Because they haven't made the moves that fans wanted them to make, all of a sudden they were inept. When it turns out, all of a sudden they had their own plan and they're working it. This is why they don't talk. It's a good thing.
Free Keith, I personally think I think we live in a world where they were inept and they could have changed their ways.
Y'all wanted these cats to come in here and really move mountains over 2.5 seasons. That's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted them to come in and take the worst team in the league, the most dysfunctional team in the league, and make them a championship team in 2.5 seasons. I feel like they actually on a good path, but it ain't gonna be 2.5 seasons, bro. Y'all can't put 20 years of failure on their back for pressure. Give them time. Let it cook.
What I'm doing.
Let it cook.
And Freezy, I think it's unfair that you had to say that they haven't won a championship. Come on, bro. They just starting to build a team. We need more championship contender yet. We just adding pieces, bro. So how would you say though that they ain't win a championship yet? I think that was unfair, bro.
Yeah, that's because you're not understanding what I'm saying. See, because you're not listening. You're not being respectful of my point. You're not listening to me. You're assuming that I'm speaking for a group of people and not listening to what I'm saying, right? And listen, and I don't know if that's fair. What I said was, what I'm saying is first thing I said, to clarify, I said I think we can live in a world where they were once inept but are now making positive moves, right? Secondly, and most importantly, I probably should have said this first. The reason why I feel like that is because they came in with a blank slate. Even though previous regimes were a disaster, and I'm admitting that. Right? I'm admitting that. When they came into a franchise with multiple first-round picks and a ton of cap space. Right? Now, I do understand also. Now, hear me out. I do understand at the time that they came in, it was difficult for them to convince free agents to come to a dysfunctional organization. I understand that. So I'm not putting the weight of 40 years on this front office. I'm putting the weight of 40 years on James Dolan, right? But they have nothing to do with that, right? What I'm saying is in this situation where this front office signs free agents and have people come here and want to come here, I think is impressive in its own right. But what I'm saying, let's temper some of the enthusiasm because it's not like they won an NBA title. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, if these guys have signed, if they signed Durant, traded for Kawhi, this, that, and the other, they still would not have won a championship yet.
I duly noted.
So using that logic is weird, bro. It just sounds like, I don't, all right, okay, cool, yeah, all right. I'm not gonna get excited because they didn't win a championship yet.
It sounds like I'm saying this is what it should sound like to you and Staffordon. This is what it should sound like. It's okay to start getting on this front office's bandwagon, but don't start printing up party favors and T-shirts because the job is not done yet. That's what it should sound like.
I agree. I agree.
But what I think y'all are misconstruing what I'm saying is that I'm saying that these dudes aren't capable or never will do such and such and such, and that's not what I'm saying.
No, but you just explain yourself. You just explain yourself that what you said just now. You should have said this first, because what you said first, these guys ain't win a championship. You know,
I couldn't get to it. You know, sometimes we have to use buzz phrases in order for people to kind of get off you. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Get off me, man. Let me, you know what I'm saying? I would love to elaborate. You know me, I like the wordsmith aspect of stuff and not the buzzwords aspect of stuff. I like to elaborate, like you know what I'm saying, speak my thing clearly, but then at times, you know what I'm saying, we get in debate mode and you have to, you know how it is, Stafford. You've been through this, you're a veteran, you know how it is. Don P, what's good?
Yo, what's good, Uncle Freezy?
Chilling, bro.
What's up, Keith? What's up, Stafford? What's going on with you?
What's good?
Hey, shout out to the chat. Hey, I want to say this. It's like I feel like the kid, right, on Christmas where I didn't get any toys or nothing, right, for 2 Christmas straight, and then that last Christmas, my parent is telling me, "Hey, listen, we're gonna get you something. We gotta work some things around, but we got something special for you." Then when I open up my present, I see a controller. No game system, no comp, no nothing, just a controller, right?
Right.
And my brothers and sisters, they're grateful because they got something for Christmas, and they're pretending that they're playing the game. No console, no game, just a controller.
Right.
And I'm only one sitting over there saying, "Yo, like, what are we doing here? We just got the controller." That's really nothing. And I kind of feel like that with the Knicks. So my question is to the 3 of you guys is, what direction are we going? Is the Knicks trying to compete now, or are they trying to do the long game? Like what are they trying to do? Because they cleared all this cap space. I get that. Are they playing it for this year? No, I'm asking a question.
Yeah, I heard. I thought Stafford and Free Keith was gonna. I thought that was directed at them.
No.
Can you repeat the question again? Because I didn't really understand.
All right. So what direction is Knicks going in? Are we going for the long call, or are we trying to compete now?
I think we just building right now, yo. I think Brunson is just a piece. I think Brunson is just a piece, and I think he improved our win total probably from 11 to probably 8 or 9. That's in my opinion. You know what I mean? And I think we're gonna build it slowly until all these kids are developed even much better. And I guess with all the assets, we go out and we trade for a superstar. You know, that's what I think the direction we going. You know what I mean? We just built because I'm putting it like this, just like how Brooklyn build. They made the playoffs with the young guys, and then when we was able to strike, they striked and they got KD and they got Kyrie. So in a sense, I'm saying we build. It's going to be one superstar that's going to see us doing something that's going to want to come, and we're going to have all these assets to go ahead and either trade for him or we're going to sign him outright. And I think that's when we're going to make our step to being probably a contender. You know, that's just in my opinion how I see it.
Uncle Freezy, y'all see this?
I'm sorry. Say
We're
that
a
one more time.
contender. We're a contender every year. That's all I'm looking at. Period.
Okay.
That's we're aiming to be a contender every year. Whether we're building this, that, and the other. I think like last year, the experiment was like those guys from the winning year, like the young cats coming along that year and like entertaining basketball from the vets. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now we saw what happened towards the end of the league, the end of the season, when the team was given to the youth and that they was really kind of like mashing out. I expect I expect I expect the I expect the youth to be leading the charge this season.
Right. Okay.
Okay. What about you,
All
Uncle Freezy?
right. I think it's unclear the direction that we going, but I don't think it's misdirection. I think it's what it is in this grand game of poker, the Knicks have, and for those that play cards, think about this. I think the Knicks have 3 4s, right? Now, now they can let them 4s ride because in reality 3 4s can win a hand because 3 4s can beat a pair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
But at the same time, I
I'm more of a
think
stage player, so I'm not too familiar with poker, but I understand this.
okay. So okay, I'll give you an example. Give you an example. If you play spades, right?
Right.
Say the Knicks have 3 aces, but none of them are spades,
I got you.
right? Now you say you got 2 spades, right? And you got 3 aces. That means either somebody is holding all the off cards. Like maybe you have all the off, maybe you got 5 hearts, 5 diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't hardly got no spades, or maybe somebody else got it. So it's a hand with potential, but it don't offer you high upside, right? Because at the end of the day, even though it's the beginning of the game, those 3 aces may get you a book, but that also means somebody might be cutting since you ain't got all the spades. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with this hand and how you play it. You got to be careful. And so you can't tip your hand. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's cutting off the rip and you bid 3, then now you're in trouble because now you don't have no trump cards to bail you out. You feel me?
I see exactly what you mean. So just judging from this regime last year and the choices that they made going into next season, do you trust in them to make the right moves from experience?
Do I trust them? Yes. Do I trust the market? No. Right. Because the market, and Freaky, you can speak to this also. The market dictates what any front office does more so than the front office itself. Right. So give me an example. KD and Kyrie are available right now.
Right.
Right. That means before the NBA draft, right at the end of the playoffs, the Brooklyn Nets looked like all they needed to do was get Ben Simmons healthy. Right.
Right.
Going into free agency, though, going into free agency today, the Nets look like they're going to head directly into a 5-year rebuild. Right now, they look just like they're going into a rebuild. Right. And so while we consider the market, while we consider the front offices, you got to consider the market. Now, with the Nets being in a rebuild, does that mean KD and Kyrie are going to split up and go different places? And if so, where do they go? Do they go to a perennial sleeper like the Wizards? Like does KD go to the Wizards now? Do the Wizards offer a huge package and put Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant together? All of a sudden, a perennial lottery team turns into a contender in the East with Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, if that happens, right? Because the Wizards can jumpstart Brooklyn's rebuild with a Denny Avdija, Johnny Davis package to start with for Kevin Durant, right?
Right.
Now you have, think about this. Now you have Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Kristaps Porzingis on the same team. All they need is a veteran point guard, right? Now the Wizards are kicked into overdrive, right? And what about Kyrie? What about those playoff teams where all they needed was a point guard, right? All these teams that they were just one point guard away from being something like a New Orleans. You mess around and have a Kyrie in New Orleans with Brandon Ingram, Zion, and I'm not saying this is the way things are going to go. What I'm doing is using the example set because you asked the question. He's like, well, what do we do right now? Do you trust the front office? Yes, I trust the front office, but the market has changed, right?
Right.
Y'all know Stafford Don can speak to this. Stafford, you ever needed some shoes for the weekend, and you're like, I'm gonna just shoot down to the mall or whatever. And my man, and as soon as you get there, my man is like, dog, man, all the Air Maxes in your size just sold out for you got here. Now Stafford Don, he look at it like, dang, now I got to get something else. But the people that beat Stafford Don there, they excited because they got what they needed. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm the Knicks, I'm just saying, hold your horses, Free Keith. That's what I'm saying to Free Keith. Like hold your horses. Let's not say that they made it yet, because this ain't about the front office, bro. It's about the market, right? It's about the market. What can we get out of this market that improves us in the long run, right?
I see. Well, I don't know if that was a rhetorical question. I believe that is, but I want to answer that anyway. I think in our case, it would just be through the draft. In our case, and I'm not saying that that's the only way to build, but and particularly for us, we just got to draft. We just got to do our due diligence and draft the player that fits our needs the best, and make sure that we're in a spot to where we're picking the best talent available. That's all. I know it sounds simple, but we still do have young kids that we really don't know what we got in them. We don't know what we have in Deuce McBride. A lot of us only seen Obi for what I would say a little bit of the season, to where he's averaging 30 minutes or so. And I want to see what we have in our kids. If we overachieve with them, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But if they play to expectations and we end up in the lottery with the kids, I'm cool with that as well.
Okay.
I'm not of the idea of just taking RJ out if he's winning those games. I want to take him out. I want him to succeed. If Cam Reddish miraculously gets healthy and start winning those games, I don't want to take him out neither. I want to see what we have in our kids. That way we can see who's it and who's not it. That way there's no argument to who should go, if Cam Reddish is worth it or not, or if RJ is worth getting that extension. I want to make sure that we know without a shadow of a doubt who's it for us and who's not. I don't see any free agent, premier free agent clamoring to come to us.
Right. Okay. I feel you. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, bro. And I'm saying that because I don't necessarily agree with everybody's stance, because all of our experiences are different, and I don't say that in a disrespectful way. I say that because all of us have like our own experiences as Knicks fans, right? Like with me, I grew up in the 70s, looking at the box score in the Daily News, right? You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the 70s watching the Knicks play on Channel 9, WWOR, for those that don't know, outside the New York market.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what I would say is don't judge me on the way that somebody else thinks, because my experiences are different.
Right.
You feel me? So just because I don't agree with somebody's opinion doesn't mean that I don't respect their perspective. Right? What I would say, what I'm saying to all of that is, I'm excited about where we're headed, but I think we have a good ship on choppy waters. How about that?
That don't mean nothing. That kind of means we in nowhere land.
Well,
I mean,
we gotta get
like, if you put it that way, you know what I mean?
right.
That's the Titanic all over again.
Right. Yeah, man. And so what I'm getting at is this front office has a good ship, good captain, all that stuff. The waters are choppy, and it's not because the Knicks made the waters choppy. It's because these markets get turbulent at times, and it has nothing to do with the front office. It has everything to do with the market. Right? That's why sometimes I get frustrated, because we don't do anything, and it's turbulent, it's storming, and it seems like the ship is gonna sink.
But what would you say though, Freezy, Uncle Freezy? Because I think you're the only person who really spoke to this. You was talking about the nepotism that's going around in the front office.
Right.
I'm not a hater to Jalen Brunson. I'm not, and I know we've been talking about him a lot. It's
Right.
just that, do you think that the office is doing their due diligence and looking at other options other than Jalen Brunson? Do you believe that?
Yes. I think, as a matter of fact, I think this front office is a bunch of nerds. I think they do too much of that.
Okay.
Like what you just mentioned, right? The are they doing their studying? Yeah, I think they nerds, bro. I think this front office legit is a bunch of nerds. You know what I'm saying, and stuff. But just like anything else, when you get too nerdy and don't have the some of the jock aspect to it, I think you miss the balance. I don't think you could be too jockey, right, or too nerdy. You need to have a balance, right? Sometimes I think we miss the mark there. Like sometimes I think the pursuit of like the Sam Presti model that Leon Rose is looking to follow, that Brock Allen and them are looking to follow, to me at times gets too nerdy. At the end of the day, you have to say scrap all of that and put basketball players on the floor, right? All this accumulate assets. Oh, we got such and such 52,000 million draft picks, and then I looked at the small forward position, and we don't have none. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Our pick and roll offense is horrible, even though we run it to death. Tricky Nicky, what's good?
How you guys doing tonight? I mean, it's free agent night. We gotta love tonight, right? I'm doing really good. Thank you for allowing me on. Salute Uncle Freezy. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. To me, like, you got to go after Jalen Brunson, and we already know we're getting him. The thing is he the right fit for us? I don't know, but have we had anybody since the likes of Mark Jackson, maybe Starberry, at point guard? And is Jalen Brunson actually going to be the point guard for us for the future? And I think he's a capable one, but I'm sorry, my kids are in the background. I think he's a capable one, but one thing about Jalen Brunson, I do want to get on with all these Knicks fans. It ain't gonna work with him and Randle. So there's got to be a move.
You don't
Not
think
gonna
so?
work. I don't.
Explain why. Explain why. Like in
Yeah, because I
basketball
disagree
terms,
too.
not attitude, and all that stuff. Explain for basketball reasons why
Well,
it don't work.
I just feel like, okay, so basketball. I'll go outside of basketball reasons real quick. He's making more money, so now he becomes the new alpha, and RJ's already became the alpha. And I'm not saying either of them are alpha dogs, right? What I'm saying is, RJ and Brunson might work together. I like that fit. I think if you move Evan Fournier, though, you got to move Evan Fournier, you got to bring RJ to shooting guard, and then Randle can fit. I just don't like Randle. I think he's got to go, and we got to find somebody else.
So you just said that it's non-basketball reasons because you just said
Exactly.
Like
He doesn't have
No. I said real quick though, and that's my take on that. As far as basketball reasons, if I look at Jalen Brunson, he was really good at creating his own shot. He's only 6'1", he's 190 pounds, and he can get to the paint. And we seen it in Dallas last year when we saw him in the playoffs, right? But how you get in the paint if Mitch is there and Randle's there? You got to move one of them, or if not both. And then if you do that, who's coming in? I would like a stretch five. I like Hartenstein, to be honest. I heard reports about that. I do like him. He can hit the three. That's my point. You can't have Mitch inside and re-signing Mitch and have Randle. And the other reason would be, do we really want 3 players starting for the Knicks that are left-hand ball dominant type players? I don't want 3 left-hand ball dominant type players. That allows other teams to scheme around it to stop that. I just don't. But salute.
Well, let me. I'm okay. All right. So I'm gonna say this to this is just for Tricky Nicky, right? Just for Tricky Nicky. Tricky Nicky, I think y'all sleeping, bro, on Julius Randle. And I'm gonna make a comparison, a old school comparison to okay, Marvin Bagley signed back with the Pistons, 3 years, $37 million. That was cheap. That's about $12 million. Yeah, that's cheap for a number 2 pick. Hey, okay, but here's my thing. Look at Julius Randle's career numbers, and then look at Chris Webber's career numbers. And I know, and Tricky Nicky, I know you too young to understand who Chris Webber was. I'm not trying to force you into no thing.
What are you talking about?
But,
hey,
let me finish.
Uncle Freezy on the same age as you. Remember that?
Okay, all right. Okay.
Same age. I'm 42.
I wish. Yeah, I'm 42 also. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, I'm saying
I was 40.
I was watching Patrick Ewing.
I was 42, like 10, 11
just,
years ago. But yeah.
That's what I was just about to say. He done shaved off about 10 years off of you, Freezy.
Yeah, man, I appreciate
it. No. Well, Freezy, hold on a second. Freezy was lying then to me. Freezy told me he was the same age as me. I was born in 79. So I saw Chris Webber's years in Michigan. I'm from Michigan. I saw Jalen Rose. I saw all those guys on the Fab Five. And then I'm seeing everything I saw from the Knicks. And I became a Knicks fan. I already told you this. When the Pistons...
We already know that. We already know that. Just follow me, though. Because I was kidding with you. I was ribbing you a little bit. But just follow me, though.
You know why you got to do me that way?
Hey, man, because, that's what friends are for, bro. Internet friend, that's what, you know what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing. Do you remember Chris Webber grabbing a rebound and pushing the ball up the floor? Not being a point guard, not trying to be a point guard, but a team shoots, makes a long shot. Chris Webber leaves his space, grabs the rebound, pushes the ball up the floor, and then comes across half and gives the ball up to a guard, right?
I remember Chris Webber in
maybe
Sacramento doing that.
Like a Mike Bibby,
Yeah.
or a Tim Hardaway, and or later on in his career, Bobby Jackson and all them dudes, right? But here's the thing: when you look at Julius Randle's numbers, and these are career numbers, right? The Chris Webber from 1994 to 2008, and Julius Randle from 2015 to 2022. Who do you think has the higher field goal percentage between those two?
Chris Webber and who? I'm sorry.
Julius Randle.
I'm gonna say Chris Webber by far.
It's Chris Webber. Chris Webber is 47.9. Julius Randle is 47.2.
And the reason I was saying Randle doesn't also fit, his efficiency was terrible, and he doesn't fit here in New York.
But I'm good. But Tricky Nicky, I'm ready to get to that because we say these things, but we don't back them up with data. And what I'm supplying you with is the data, right? All right. Who shot better from three, Chris Webber or Julius Randle?
I would say Julius Randle in his year that he was in New York and he had his dominant year.
Right. So Chris Webber for his career shot 29.9% from three. Julius Randle shoots 33.2, right? And listen, here are their free throw numbers. Chris Webber is a 64.9% free throw shooter. Julius Randle is a 74.3% free throw shooter. Defensive rebounds. Chris Webber is a 7 rebound per game defensive rebounder. Julius Randle is 7.3, right? Offensive rebounds. Chris Webber is 2.7. Julius Randle is 2.0, right? For his career, Chris Webber averaged 9.8 rebounds per game. Julius Randle averages 9.3, right? Right? For their career, because Chris Webber is a great assist man, right? Chris Webber is a great assist man, right?
Definitely, yes.
Chris Webber, listen, I love Chris Webber's passing ability. He averaged 4.2 rebounds for his career. Julius Randle averages 3.6, right? And here, this is the most telling of all the stats, right? Because when you go to fouls per game, they both average just above 3, right? Julius Randle is a turnover machine, right? People would say Randle turns the ball over too much, right?
You talking to just Tricky, right?
Yep.
If you look at last year, yes, I would say that. Last year, yeah.
Chris Webber averaged 2.8 turnovers a game. Julius Randle averaged 2.7. That's less than Chris Webber.
Barely.
Right? So it's barely. So what I'm saying to you, for those that don't like Randle, right? Those people that just look at just basketball reasons, Randle is an excellent basketball player. Period. Right?
Hey, Breezy, if you get Randle to buy into the fact that he's not number one on New York, I agree with you. Like, his potential, even, what is he, 27 years old? I agree with you. Because he is a dominant basketball force at 6'9", 245, 250 pounds. He is really good for New York. He's not very efficient, though. But if you bring in Jalen Brunson, you might have a point here. Because now maybe he becomes somewhat more efficient. He doesn't have to be the guy that's going to pass the ball and be the center of the offense, because now you got another guy here. I'm not saying RJ isn't. What I'm saying is now it's kind of a triple threat with beta dogs. That's what we got.
Right. But the point of just real quick, y'all let me finish. I just want to finish this point about Randle and the reason why we misconstrue what Randle does on the court with how we feel about his actions. And there's no harm in that. But what I'm saying to you is Chris Webber put up those numbers, and he played with point guards named Tim Hardaway. Chris Webber played with point guards named Mike Bibby in their prime, right? This dude, Chris Webber played with a dude named Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Chris Webber played with a dude named what's the dude name? I forget his name. Chris Webber played with basically great players, right? And I understand the era is different. But listen, Chris Webber balled out because he was always on teams that had balance across the floor. You never saw Chris Webber play on a bad team because his teams were always balanced.
You know,
Julius Randle played last season with a point guard named Alec Burks. Now, so here's the thing. Here's the last thing I want to say about Randle, and then I'll move out of the way, right? Maybe because in college, Chris Webber played with a playmaker named Jalen. Maybe if you give Julius Randle a dude named Jalen, you'll see the best of Julius Randle. Can we make that happen? Can somebody go get a Jalen for Chris Webber for Julius Randle to play with, and maybe we'll see the best out of that guy too? Because Chris Webber was unlike when he played with a dude named Jalen. Anybody remember the Fantastic Four? What was the name of the Michigan? I'm a Duke fan. I don't remember the whatever it is that they did.
The Fab Five. The Fab Five.
The fantastic. Was it the
Fab Five?
The treacherous. Whatever it was.
It was Chris Webber. Hold on. It was Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose. It was Ray Howard, and it was oh my god, I can't think of the point guard. I liked them, but
it was Ray Jackson. Ray Jackson.
Ray
Jackson and Jimmy King.
Yes, Jimmy King too.
87 on one.
And Rob Pelinka.
My thing about it though, Uncle Freeze, is Weber never won anything in Sacramento. And I do believe one year he kind of got cheated against the Lakers in the playoffs. But the thing about Randle is, if you're going to expect him, now he's got Jalen Brunson, another Jalen, like you say, to be the guy in New York. Why are we paying a guy that we don't want to be our alpha dog 20-some million a year just to be a Anthony Mason type player? Why? Why would you? I would move him. He's inefficient. He's Anthony Mason-like. And we couldn't win with Anthony Mason in the 90s. I'm just saying, I think I would like for Randle to see what he could do with Jalen Brunson. But if it don't work, he's got to be moved. He's got to be moved because you're just wasting cap and you're clogging the middle. I don't like the middle being clogged. And Randle, in my opinion, you could say he doesn't clog the middle, but he would with Jalen Brunson because he actually would have to play like a normal power forward. He would. Because he's got a point guard, right? He ain't controlling the ball anymore. He ain't the point forward anymore. Jalen's here. Sorry. I got to let him walk. And I got to take – I'd rather have – I'll be honest. I'd rather have Ayton here at center than Randle here at power forward. 100%.
Okay.
We haven't seen what
breaking up bad.
I'm not bashing Anthony Mason, so the chat knows. He was one of my favorite players. I love Mays.
It's just a dual left.
I'm not bashing him at all. I'm just saying.
No, I didn't take it that way.
That's kind of chat was. But that's kind of the style player he is. You know, and I think if you add Jalen Brunson, he's got to become kind of that type of role player. He's no longer the guy you're looking for a shot.
Okay.
I would like. I'm on the fence with Randle because Randle has two different playing styles. And the question is, what kind of Randle are we getting? Are we getting a Randle, the pre-mellow Randle, or are we getting a Randle right now who has like the mellowest playing style right now? And Uncle Freezy, I would dare challenge you and say that the Julius Randle and Chris Webber, it's a good comparison because they're both power forwards. But wouldn't it be better to compare Randle to Carmelo Anthony when he played power forward?
No.
For the Knicks, and he was the man.
Nah, bro.
Why
Nah,
wouldn't
because it's not the thing with the reason why I compared Randle to Chris Webber is because of body type and playing style, right?
They both have the same.
Yeah, except Carmelo was not 6'9", 250.
Carmelo was 6'8". No, he was about 6'8", 225, 230.
Yeah,
but
and he came and he was brought up as a small forward, and he grew into playing power forward in today's game, right?
Unc, you can hear me better now?
Yes.
Yeah, all I was saying to Tricky Nicky is that we even haven't seen these guys on the floor yet for you to be jumping over the wall talking about get rid of Randle. Can we at least see by All-Star game, if it doesn't work, then we could say, all right, let's go ahead and move him.
I just said that, Staffa.
I
said that, though. Staffa, I said I think I'd like to see how it fits with Jalen Brunson with Randle. My problem only is we just gave the dude a little bit less than a max contract, and now he's going to become a role player? That's my problem.
Who you mean, Randle? You mean Randle, right?
Yeah, if Randle somehow comes out with Jalen Brunson and can give me 24 points, give me a few less assists because Brunson is there, maybe run that pick and roll with him, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're overpaying a guy that we could get for $5 million to play that same role.
Yeah, it's not as but Tricky Nicky, it's not as see the basketball thing is what I was getting at. The on the court stuff is what I'm getting at. It's like saying, hey man, just put your kicker at wide receiver. Hell, he a football player. All football players should be able to do everything. Nah, it's not like that. Your offensive linemen ain't running the football. Your defensive tackles ain't playing receiver. You know what I'm saying? Your linebackers ain't playing quarterback, bro. These dudes have certain specialized skills in the NBA, right? Just because they're athletes don't mean they can do everything, right? The thing with Randle and anybody that comes here is not that Randle does not defer to a certain guy. It's that Randle wasn't trying to defer to dudes that were garbage. And y'all know these dudes were garbage because the first
hold
thing
on a second though. Hold on. 1 second, Uncle Freeze. Was RJ garbage? Did he have a problem with deferring to RJ?
I think we talking about
so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about us missing each other's points. Like when I was getting to my point just now, you cut me off. Now it seems like I'm calling RJ Barrett trash. I never called RJ Barrett trash.
I never said that.
Yeah, you just asked me
but
that.
you cut him off before he could get his point across.
And I did. I'm sorry.
What I'm getting to is that on numerous occasions, I put the 2021-22 statistics of the Knicks backcourt on the screen so that people can see them. And this backcourt as a collective shot right at 40% from the floor and 37% from three. And the first thing the front office did when they got the opportunity was to trade Kemba Walker, get him out of here, ship him out of town, because they knew that they needed to upgrade the point guard position. And you guys know that we needed help in the backcourt. But yet we're saying that Julius Randle's style of play is bad because he would not to defer to that trash. Why would a dude coming off the All-Star game defer to some dudes that are trash at their job? The front office knows that. That's why they were hot and heavy after Jalen Brunson.
I would say I disagree. I think the type of style that Randle playing right now, again, I believe is to a lesser degree is what Carmelo used to play with him. You know, catch the ball at the corner pocket, gap step here and there, shooting somebody's face, ball out skills, college bully ball. Now, I mean, it's worked in the past, but it's not as effective in today's game. And only reason why I think it worked back then when we made the 4th seed was because everybody was pleasantly surprised that Randle could hit mid-range jumpers the way he was. Everybody was pleasantly surprised that he was hitting them three-pointers. People really wasn't respecting him like that. But in the playoffs, they clamped down on him. They defended him literally just like how they used to defend Melo. And because that playing style is not natural to Randle, he don't know how to deal with that. So,
What help did Melo have? Point out
None.
what offensive help did Melo have?
you said
None.
what offensive help?
Linsanity for about a brief month.
He had no help.
See, and I agree with you, but Melo is the type of person that, with his playing style, because it was so natural to him, he's way more efficient than when Randle was with it. You could plug him at the 3. You could, but when you plug Carmelo at the 4, how much more effective was he?
But you talking about 10 years into his career.
Yeah, he was already 10 years in.
Yeah,
This
he
was
was
towards the tail end of his Knicks career
when his knees start acting up, when he couldn't just blow by you no more.
Yeah, and
remember
he had that shoulder problem.
Yeah, remember Melo used to be the dude that Melo could blow by LeBron when they was 20, 21, 22 years old.
I'm talking about Melo on the Knicks. I'm not talking about like the more athletic Melo when he was on the Nuggets.
But even Melo on the Knicks after that Indiana Pacers series, he wasn't the same. Like,
he wasn't the same after that.
He had that shoulder injury right before that. I remember that.
I'm not saying that Melo was bad. I'm just saying that Melo was better at what he did than what Randle's doing. And even as good as what Melo was with that playing style, it still didn't get it done for us. So we have somebody who's doing the same exact things as what Melo's doing, but to a lesser degree.
Right.
That's
right.
what
I agree.
No, but where I'm confused is why are we talking about Carmelo when Carmelo hadn't been a Knick for like since Obama been president?
I think what he's bringing up, Uncle Freeze, he's basically saying, hey, Carmelo Anthony had a problem with someone else taking his spotlight. When he was hurt or whatever, Linsanity did it.
And
that's the same thing with Randle, though. Randle had a problem with RJ taking his. Hold on, Randle had a problem with RJ or some other player taking the spotlight.
Can we stop with Linsanity? Jeremy Lin was good. He was all right. But let's stop.
I'm not saying he was an all-star.
He was a ham sandwich.
Lin was an all-star.
But
during that time, he was really good.
But those are rumors. Those are rumors. To say
that.
Not
rumors.
Hold on, Tricky Nicky. Hold on, Tricky Nicky. I didn't say that he didn't want anybody else to take the spotlight. I'm just saying Carmelo's playing style, as good as it was, as many times as he won his game single-handedly, because you're right, he didn't have like no real help. But as many times as he's won his game single-handedly, he was never able to get it done because of that playing style.
We got plenty of time during the summer to talk Melo, bro. When July and August not July, I guess. But when August and September get here, we can talk Melo till we blue in the face.
I honestly think, to be honest, we might get an alert that Melo signed it with us to see his son play.
Uncle Freeze, hold on. The only reason why I brought Melo up is because, again, Julius Randle playing style literally is a carbon copy of Melo.
But they're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same playing styles. I'm sorry, fam. They're not the same playing styles. The teams don't play the same. The offensive philosophy is different. You just can't. To bring up Julius Randle and Carmelo Anthony in the same breath is disrespectful to Carmelo Anthony.
No, I'm not.
Really
I'm talking about playing styles. Doing ISO ball, jab steps, shooting in people's face, using your power and your speed to get to the rim, bully ball. That's not Melo style.
I don't see that. Julius Randle is a 6'9". Julius Randle is a 6'9" power forward that really wants to be a point guard. Melo could just handle the ball because from his high school days, he used to play point guard at some point. He had a good handle. That's as far as the comparison that you can draw. That's
Right.
no.
Yeah,
Right,
Melo
and-
was
and-
naturally
So when
skilled.
we
He was
when we won the
naturally
fourth
skilled.
seed, so when we won the 4th seed, what did Julius Randle play like? Who did he play like?
He played
play
like
like
Superman.
Randle.
Superman. No, he played well. Like he was 41% from three.
I'm
He
not talking
was-
about stats. How
No.
did Julius Randle play?
Yeah, but I mean, in that year, you look at it like, why aren't you coming out the next year and being as efficient? He wasn't very efficient the year after. And then he got mad. And he flipped off Knicks fans. And then he got mad at his teammates. Then he walked out.
Look
Are you
like that's
forgetting
all.
all this?
That look like that's all you want to talk about is the off the court stuff. Nothing
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah,
Tiffany.
nothing-
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Nothing
no,
basketball.
that was on the court though. That was
Listen.
during games. How
Okay.
you saying it's off the court?
Eh,
That's
what-
during
what-
games.
what I'm getting. So what I was getting at is how Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle fit on the court. The basketball aspect, the all the non-basketball stuff, bro. None of these dudes are saints. You know what I'm saying? None of these NBA players are saints, bro. None of these dudes are going to run a church, bro. And let's not act like these dudes just because we hadn't seen it that they hadn't done anything, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? We saw LeBron James go into an interview, get asked one question, grab his briefcase, and walk out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare y'all let this dude ask me a question? I'm LeBron James.
And so,
Hey, Uncle
in
Fred.
shorts, briefcase and shorts, and church
Yes.
shoes.
Yes. You remember in shades. How dare y'all let this dude ask
And
me
shades.
a question? I'm LeBron James. Come on, bro. I mean, these dudes. Come on, man. Come on. But the thing I'm trying to get with is in terms of basketball.
That's one of the greatest dignity.
Uncle Freeze, let me ask you this. Again, I try
If it's
not to-
about Melo, I'm not answering nothing about Carmelo Anthony, bro.
you ain't got to answer about Carmelo Anthony. Was Julius Randle playing differently when he was on the Knicks than when he was on the Pelicans? Don't give me stats. Give me what you're watching from his playing style.
No, not the last half. Not the last half. No.
Yeah, it did. The second when AD got hurt, he was playing similar to what he was on.
He was playing similar. So it wasn't a bunch of pick and rolls and bullying.
His game took off. No, his game took off. His game took off right around when AD asked for a trade. AD was done.
Yeah.
AD was done. His game took off.
And threes at when he was on the Pelicans.
Yes.
His game took off right from there, because I was always a Julius Randle. I didn't understand why the Lakers just cut bait with him and just let him go. But it was to get LeBron, so you had to go. But his game, that second year with New Orleans, especially in the second half, his game took off. To his credit, his game took off.
Right, and then you got to look at and so what I'm trying to do is establish some perspective. We like, well, how did he look in New Orleans? Well, how did the New Orleans Pelicans roster look? How did their backcourt look? Did they have talent in the backcourt? Yes.
Sure.
So
right, we got
when you do that though.
We gotta have perspective. It's like the Alex English comparison. Now, I don't compare Melo to Randle. I compare Melo to Alex English, right? The same build, the same type scorer, the same mentality. You know what I'm saying? They both played for the same franchise. Alex English eventually found his way to Denver and put up some really good seasons, right? But what I'm saying is Alex English also played with a great point guard, a dude named Fat Lever, who is lost to history. But Lafayette Lever kind of reminds me of this kid from the Spurs that the Hawks just got, the DeJounte Murray. But people will never remember him because he's one of those dudes that while he was efficient all over the place, he'll be lost to history because he didn't stand out in one area or another, right? Julius Randle, on the other hand,
he looked more like Paul. He looked more like Paul Pressey to me.
Right. Another name that'll probably be lost to history unless you were there, right? Right. And so what I'm getting at is the power forwards back in the day did not grab the ball off the rim and push the ball up the floor. That was a new thing because back then guards used to work in tandem defensively to press the ball. You had to work your way up the court, right? You had to work your way up the court.
That's true.
That's just how it was, right? So bigs didn't grab the rebounds and go until you saw certain people do it. Like the first time you saw Ralph Sampson do it, you're like, oh, this dude is 7'3" and can do that. And then you saw Charles Barkley do it, right, in spurts. And then you saw Chris Webber do it all game long. And you're like, oh my God, this is a novelty right here. Nobody will ever be that. And then you saw the likes of Anthony Mason, Anthony Bonner, Rodney Rogers, the dudes like that were like a smaller power forward. But then comes along Julius Randle, and when Randle does it, people are like, he wants to be point guard. Nah, he didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a skill set though.
I'll go Freezy, you're 100% right, because that comes to the point where I would like to say this, like going into that offseason, it was, well, Kyrie and Kevin Durant are coming. And we had to settle for Randle. But when have the Knicks had a point guard to do anything? Ever. So I agree with you. I'm curious to see how it works. But at the same time, I'm skeptical because it's his attitude that bothers me. That's the only.
So it's not on the court.
No,
exactly. That's the same thing I was saying.
I just don't think he's the right fit with the playing style that he has. I don't think he's the right fit.
But okay. So what's his playing style?
I already said it. I said that the ISO ball that Randle does, that it seems that he wants to do.
But
some of it is because he didn't have a choice.
Hey, Don. I think personally you're wrong about Randle's playing style because I don't think it's been discovered yet with the true point guard. I don't.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Can we see what it looks like this season before we jump on and we talk about this style and that style and what style? We don't know how he's going to fit. We don't know what the style is. We don't know what time some of the offense is going to look like.
Exactly.
So just take a chill pill and let's see what the season comes and when it comes here.
And how you know
we just jumping all over the place.
And he might be the third time. He might be the third. Who's to say that RJ don't take that next step into the
exactly?
Nah. That's the thing. Okay, y'all got your opinions. I respect that. All I'm saying is his playing style right now. It doesn't fit with the team. It doesn't fit with any type of running gun style. It just doesn't.
Okay, and then if it doesn't fit, it's not like he has to be here forever. Nobody like got him.
You know what I'm saying? Look how easily we got rid of the other contracts. So why we can't get rid of Randle's contract too?
So don't. If I sit there and say the dude is a circle, and I'm telling you, okay, this dude is a circle, don't sit there and tell me, nah, you all over the place. He's a square. Nah. The dude is a circle. Like the Julius Randle, did y'all not just see him do training videos with Melo? And after he did training videos that following season, did he not replicate every one of Melo's moves?
Let me ask you this.
Most people should replicate Melo moves. He's very skilled.
No, let me ask you this, right? When Elfrid Payton was in the lineup, right?
Yeah.
Without Elfrid Payton in the lineup, it was two different styles, right? Would you agree on that?
So what?
When Elfrid Payton was on the floor, was it the same style?
I think he trusted Elfrid.
Yeah.
So
all right.
No, I think he trusted. I think he trusted Elfrid because him and Elfrid came from New Orleans together.
Yeah.
So AD, as you say that, right? Do you think it will be the same trust factor with Brunson?
No, it would take some time. Like anything else, it would take time. He's never played with him. They never played with together unless they're playing pickup games. You know what I'm saying? It would take time. He just can't just walk in with a guy he's never played with before and be like instantaneous. I mean, it does happen with some people, but I mean, to be fair, you'd
But
have
it's
to
not
give him some
likely.
games and some time to play
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Brunson
sometimes
gets a
it's
lot of people easier shots because
No,
he's an actual
to
threat.
be fair, you would have to.
And that's why I feel like with Brunson coming in, he gonna put Randle in certain positions and make him better and probably even be more efficient. You know, to say that how it's always gonna be ISO ball and he's gonna be dribbling up the ball all the time. I think that's bogus.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your proof that Brunson would do that for Randle? What's your proof?
He was 90th. He was in the 90th percentile of pick and roll the last 2 seasons. That's the proof.
What's his assist total?
Yeah, but that
Hey,
you
then
can't
y'all-
say that's
yeah.
not fair because Luka has the ball all the time and gets over
Yeah,
assists.
Okay.
But when Luka don't have it, when Luka wasn't playing, it was almost 6 or 7 assists.
And
Right. Right.
and to
Watch
Don,
the Knicks do that.
and so to Don and others, it's not on me to supply y'all with the ammunition for your argument, bro. You got to come with your own ammunition for your own argument, right? Because and I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm saying that respectfully, with the utmost respect, right? Like if we saying that it's not gonna work, we have to explain why it's not. We can't just say because Randle flipped off somebody or Randle got a bad attitude.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say that. My thing is, again, I'm always the dude who says I'm not gonna look at stats. I'll go by the eye test. I look at games. I see certain people's playing styles, and then I'll see how they fit on a particular team. So my question with Jalen Brunson is, what type of a point guard is he?
Bro, he's a pick and roll point guard. I just said it. He was in the 90th percentile, and in pick and roll plays ran.
Is he all around? Is he a score first? Is he a pass first?
But this
He can
pass
do
first
both.
point guard is not this era anymore. You cannot just be a pass first.
Backstreet.
He has to
Right.
be able to score the ball.
Salute Danny Landas.
Danny Landis.
Yo.
Hey, let me just get a quick shout out to my my miserable grandfather, AD. What up, Anthony AD?
Can I comment though real quick before Danny sounds off, and then I'll take a break for a while. But I want to say one thing about Julius Randle. Like, I don't want to see Jalen Brunson come here and play the way he played with Luka. He's got to come here and control this team. You know what I mean?
You got a girl in there too?
There's someone in the background.
I'm sorry, that's my son. You called him a girl, but that's all right.
It's because we can't see. That's all. Tricky.
I know. He's playing Fortnite and he's screaming on the mic too. I tell him to be quiet. I can't always fix it. I do my best. But the thing is, what do you think, Danny Landas? If you bring Jalen Brunson in here with Julius Randle, is Julius Randle gonna like evolve his game and become a different type of player? That's what I want to see. Different type of players.
I don't know. I'm hoping for that. It's wishful, but that's not Super Randle. Now it's ripped Randle.
Yeah.
I just want to know the complaint. Like, what do we what is the issue? Because we didn't have a point guard all these years. Now we got one. What's the issue?
Can I tell you what my complaint is? Because out of all the options that's out there, all the talk is about a 6'1", maybe 6 feet tall, unathletic point guard who seems to be a score first point guard. When there's other options, we could trade for.
But who was the other option that we could get besides DeJounte Murray? And I'm pretty sure that they called about it and they didn't like our offer.
We could trade for SGA. We could sign Colin Sexton for cheaper.
All right, so if you think that getting DeJounte Murray was a pricey thing, right? The price was too high. Imagine what you had to give up for SGA. But I'm just saying, if anybody thinks that was high, imagine what you had to give up for SGA though.
And SGA is making 30-something million a year.
Who?
I would love to have SGA.
Just going into his 5-year deal.
I would love to have him, but just know that it's costing you. It's costing you way more than what it was going to cost you to get Brunson. It's going to cost you way more than what you was going to give up for DeJounte Murray. So
but here's the thing about it, Kendall.
Hey man,
Brunson, the 110, right?
Stop. Hold on for a second. Hey man, can you mute your mic? Can you mute your mic while somebody else talking? Because Stafford was talking and I couldn't hear it. There we go. Go ahead, Steph. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Once we sign Jalen Brunson to that contract, he's going to be, I think, is the 14th highest point guard in the league.
Yeah.
14th, bro. It's
It's
not
the
like we
market.
paying this
That's
guy
what the
top
market
dollar.
is. You gotta pay. You gotta pay to be in it. It's
That's
the
what I'm
market.
saying, man.
There's
So
nothing we could do.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're gonna run it
salute
back
to Hardwill.
with quickly and all of them, and then we're gonna be
What's up,
complaining about
Stafford?
that.
What's up, y'all?
What's
Good,
up, boss?
Will?
Yeah, man. That's all. Yeah, man. What I'm getting at is this the in terms of the basketball fit. You got to look at what cats do, and not what you think they do. Right? The data says the Knicks, and I showed it on the screen. I was wrong. I said third. They were sixth, but they was still. That's still out of 30 NBA teams. The Knicks was in a top 80 percentile in pick and rolls ran. And people get on here and say, no, it's all Randle ISO ball.
I heard who's Mark when y'all had that conversation, and when he asked you, is that what you see when you look at the Knicks? And I know what he meant when he said that, because it's not like they run pick and rolls in a conventional manner. It's more so of a pick, get your shot off at the 3-point, and the big man sometimes don't even roll. It's like that's kind of the.
No, it's not.
But you
It's
gotta
not,
at least you gotta at least see what you got first,
yeah,
and then if it don't work,
that's
then you
the
don't have
offense.
to.
But Don P, it's the offense, man. Is you can't say they don't run nothing when they running something, right? I mean, I understand if you're saying, well, they run it just to get into something, and then they run something off of those initial actions. I could agree with you, but to say they don't run nothing but Randle ISO ball. That's crazy. So I mean, I feel you. I feel you where you coming from. Like, yeah, they don't run it. They don't run it like it don't look like when Trae Young runs it, or it don't look the same when Chris Paul runs it. But we don't have Chris Paul. We don't have Trae Young.
It'll look better with Brunson because then he could make passes that nobody really would make either.
Exactly.
Hey, Hardwell, your mic is a little low. I can barely hear him.
Yeah, we can barely hear you.
I'm just being real. Maybe you can fix that.
Breezy, what about that backup center they just signed?
He's right.
Hartenstein, I like him.
How long?
Good, right?
How long before Knicks fans is saying start him over Mitch? How long do you think that's gonna happen?
Hey, Mitch ain't re-signed yet.
Yeah, I was thinking that if he saw that, word you signed the center, let me look at my other options. I don't know if he's doing that, but I mean, he may just be waiting to sign back real quick.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Moneybag97. Thank you for the generous contribution. Moneybag97 said, "Kid believed in Brunson means a lot," and I agree to that too. And also, and also to the point where we got to take into consideration the Dallas Mavericks' pace and efficiency versus what we do here. Will Brunson be able to put up the same type numbers in a slower, less efficient offense?
I think the offense is where it is because we didn't have certain things like the talent around. You know what I mean? Like the talent to run a different type of offense. I think the offense would change a little bit with Brunson here, just because he'll trust him more to open up the offense more. I think he just runs a simple offense just because there's younger guys that just not ready yet. So I think with Brunson here, he'll open it up a little more.
I like that, but I would also add, like, I don't see Tom Thibodeau being around for the next 2 years. Like it depending on what we do. If we're getting Jalen Brunson and we add a pick to it, I don't know who that is. That's not my kids.
I think Tibbs had like a year or two left, and that's it.
That's not my kids in the background. But I don't know if Brunson is the guy you bring in here and he can make Randle be the player we want him to be if it's possible. I just don't see it happening. If it does happen, that would be the biggest split Tricky Nagy will ever state. I'll go on that, but to me, Randle's not the guy with Brunson. He's not.
No, I get what y'all saying. I'm just saying just let's watch. Let's see what happens when he has Jalen Brunson. Let's jump into that. That's what y'all saying, right?
That's what I said. I just want to see it. If it don't work with Randle, then move on. If it does, then it's better for us. If it don't, then move on. So
I also
so
want to
good.
say though, it's unfair to Randle though, as Knicks fans, to do this because Randle came. Remember that free agent class. Remember that season 3 years ago. What happened? Kyrie, Durant. We dodged a bullet. And then we're looking at like, oh, all we got is Randle. Even
No, we
Stephen A. went
didn't.
up on that. Yeah, I'm
No,
saying
we
we
didn't.
did. Yeah, we did. We dodged.
No, we didn't.
And then Stephen A.
No,
went
we
off.
didn't. Randle
Right?
got. We didn't
Stephen
do
A. went
anything.
off and said Randle came out, did his year. Right? He did his year. He performed. He got us to the playoffs. I liked Randle. Like I was the biggest Knicks fan out there with my fist held high, going, Julius Randle, savior of New York. I didn't see it last year.
Ripped Randle.
Sorry. I still love him, but he needed a point guard. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but you're supposed to add good. You're supposed to add good players. You're always supposed to add good players to your roster. So that's not doing Randle a disservice and bringing in a good player, or so for Randle to feel like he wasn't as appreciated because the Knicks didn't get KD and Kyrie, whatever. The Knicks have given Randle some $170 million in 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not fair because you hired a coach.
Right, but actually that'll be over 7 seasons.
Breezy, is there any way we can get KD?
That'll be over 7 seasons because Randle came in and he played, and then then he got extended.
Yeah, so and that was only for 1 year because technically, if anything, he didn't perform well majority of his tenure here.
Hey,
I mean, he put up, except that 1 year, he put good numbers up, but it wasn't amounting to anything. But it is what it is.
Hey, still, I'm gonna ask you a question right now. Did Randle get a fair when they gave him that max after he did a season?
They never gave him the max.
That's not a max.
No,
equivalent to $20 now.
I know that, but he gave some type of max. Randle
it's not
accepted.
a max. It's not a max. It's just an extension.
Yes, but they never gave him the max extension, is what I'm saying. Right. And Randle is the only reason why they didn't, because Randle said, no, I'll take less. Did the Knicks ever put anybody around him before we all got mad at him? Nobody around him. Nobody. They drafted, they kept the youth, which I am happy for. My point is, you bring Randle in, he has a breakout year, right? But you're not going to put somebody around him? Maybe that's what they're finally doing now to see what Randle can do.
In my opinion, I wouldn't even have signed Randle from the beginning. I would have just gave the ball to RJ from jump and just said, we draft him number 3. Wow, it's your team from jump. I wouldn't even sign Randle, but they just wanted to give us something.
Yeah, but if you do that, does RJ make us any relevant?
I mean, no.
Randle put us in the playoffs. We lost to the Hawks. We know our history. Randle made us relevant.
Yeah, but the Knicks always going to be relevant regardless. It's the Knicks. They're going to be relevant.
No, really? You're going to sit there and tell me the Knicks are relevant?
It don't have to be relevant, but it doesn't have to be relevant. But it doesn't have to be relevant good. We're relevant just because.
Hey, Tricky Nicky, you know what it reminds me of for any of the college football fans, right? The New York Knicks basketball reminds me of Notre Dame football, right? When's the last time Notre Dame won the national championship in football? Think about that, right?
Say it again.
But think about how relevant they are on the national stage. On the national stage, you can't say anything. You can't say anything without Notre Dame football, right? Right, Notre Dame, your Michigan. When's the last time Michigan won a national championship? What, 97?
We
Right.
tied in 2001 for a national football championship with Ohio State. Isn't that a heartburner? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, and when's the last time Texas won a national championship in football?
Right.
Right? What, Vince Young?
Vince Young. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the Knicks are in that category of teams that are relative but respected, but they don't win. But with that said, let me just say this about the Randle thing. If we can't say what Randle contributes on the court without saying stuff that he do off the court, I think it's unfair to the process of evaluating talent, because none of these NBA players are saints, bro. None of them.
Oh.
None of them.
And that's exactly why I'm open for New York to keep Randle. I want us to keep Randle, see what he does with Brunson. Then we'll find our reason.
All right, but then you can't just bring up his off the court stuff in your argument. Then
no, you can bring that up. Yeah, you can bring that up. Yeah, it doesn't mean you would trade him. Like, you take it too hardcore.
But you led with it. You kind of led with the off the court
true
stuff.
Though,
Miss Geraldine. I'm in the same boat. We having a good night. Why are we talking about Randle? Yeah, I'm trying to. But we keep. The thing is I would love to talk about the Hartenstein kid.
Geraldine MacGyver, like, she's always everywhere. I love her.
I think that was a good signing. I think that
give us a little scouting. Give us a little scouting report on it.
I think that's a great sign. I think really, to me, he's gonna be splitting minutes with Mitch when we bring him back. I feel like they're gonna play half and half. Like, to be honest, I think that especially for Obi and them, that second unit, that's gonna be a nasty unit with him as the stretch. That gives space for Obi and them to drive to the basket.
And I would like to comment on that, because Obi Toppin, I really do feel should be our starting power forward.
Is my grandfather AD Anthony happy? Is he actually happy?
Well, here's the thing, son. You know, as I beat and teach this game of basketball for year in, year out. You know, am I happy with what? I see that Dallas has an offer on the table. Am I happy with what? Am I happy with the state of the New York Knicks right now? How could I be happy? How could you be happy?
No, you just say you. What
are you happy with?
I'm not happy with losing every year.
Hold on, Tricky Nicky. Hold on, man. You just said I thought you was happy with the signing of Hartenstein.
Yes, I'm happy with that, but I'm not happy.
Are you really?
No, that was
hold on. Let my man finish.
No.
Y'all
that
didn't
wasn't
even
me.
let
I
AD
said
finish.
that wasn't me. I said, let's see. I said that wasn't me. I said let's break it down. Let me get more about his game. I don't know that much about his game besides what I've seen on the highlights. I don't know.
Okay,
I can't say I'm happy with him. How could you be happy?
Miserable.
How could any Knicks fan? Is any Knicks fan right now happy? Of course I'm miserable. I want to see a championship. What are you talking about?
That's no.
What do you want to see?
That's no
what do you want to
time
see?
soon, though.
Highlights of
no, but that's no time soon, though.
Hey, Stafford, let my man finish. When you talk, man, people, you know what I'm saying? Let's just,
Go ahead.
Yeah, but none of these moves, but none of these moves. Yeah, but none of these moves makes me feel like they even know what direction the championship is in. So we should be happy with that. You should be happy because they cleaned up their own spilled milk.
I'm not.
You should be happy because every worthwhile point guard in the last 2.5 years, every worthwhile point guard that came across the table, they found an excuse as to why they're not going to be on the team. So I should be happy with that. You should be happy with that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
You're speaking the hard truth. I love it. Keep going.
Okay,
I mean,
so
AD, I hear you, you know.
Hey, hold on. Let Stafford down.
doesn't
Tricky
matter.
Nicky, hold on. Tricky Nicky, let Stafford down finish. Go ahead, Stafford down.
I understand you're not happy, you know. You understand what I mean? But they got other Knicks family that's very happy too with the situation. And I understand that you've been suffering as much as long as me too, AD. But at the same time, bro, I mean, you gotta give them. I mean, out of 10, at least give them a 4 or something, AD. You can't be angry and miserable all the time, B.
What are you
Nothing.
talking
You don't want to. You don't want to give them
What is
nothing.
what is
AD?
this? What is this? A hold on.
Hold on.
What is this? A participation trophy? Is
I don't. Yeah.
Is that what you want me to give them? The participation trophy?
Look,
Yeah, you want,
I want to
this right
say
here,
that
this
I'm from
this right here.
Michigan, and I
Tricky
got
Nicky,
Cade and Ivy.
Tricky Nicky. Hold on. All right, the guys, we can't be talking over each other. We might as well just kill the stream and just go sit in somebody else's virtual chat if that's what we want to do, right? We can't have this mess coming through the speakers with people listening. They don't enjoy. I keep saying this every live stream. People don't enjoy listening to 4 people talk over each other.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah. Tricky Nicky, I just said we can't be talking over each other, and the next thing you did was talk over me.
I asked.
Yeah. I don't care. What I'm saying is chill out. What I'm saying is chill out, bro. Chill out. We all gonna get the opportunity to speak, man. Just be mindful that you just not having a conversation. That it's about 140, 150 people out here listening to us around the world.
Right.
And you got to be in that mindset that if you want people to respect you as a panelist, you have to wait your turn. And then when it's your time to speak, just be contrite. That's all.
And I,
you know what I'm saying? And so,
yes.
Tricky. If you want people to respect you and what you're saying, you got to go by a certain format, bro. This is just all what I'm saying.
Right.
Right. So here's the thing I'm getting at about Isaiah Hartenstein. First, while I'm not bashing the Hartenstein kid, right? We have to be mindful that this will be his 5th team in 5 years. Right? Think about that. This will be his 5th team in 5 years. Right? If you are a quality NBA player, teams don't let you go. Now, with that said, he did seem to add some offense to his game, right? It looks as if he is going to be a quality jump shooting big that may be able to stretch the floor at a discount and maybe do some things that Mo Bamba, the people that like Mo Bamba, he could do some of the things that Mo Bamba could do, not at that same clip, but some of it at a lesser price, right? Here's the other thing too that we need to keep into account about the Hartenstein kid is over the course of his career, I think he has only played about 165 games in 5 years, right? So that's what 53 games a season, right? You just got rid of Nerlens Noel who didn't play a lot, and Hartenstein only plays about 53 games a season. So while I'm not knocking this kid because he's young, what I am saying is that we may need to temper his role, what we think his role will be, right? Especially when considering we don't know if Mitch is coming back. It looks like it because JaVale McGee just signed with the Mavericks for 3 years, right? So, and also to those that said Mitch don't have to sign until last, you can agree to terms at any time, and then you can sign Mitch last to go over the cap and to be an over the cap team. You can agree to terms and take them off the market. But when you start signing, when you make the signings official, you can sign Mitch last, like we did Derrick Rose last year, like we did Taj Gibson last year. Like we announced them early, and then we signed them late. Like we secured them, but in the process, we signed them late so that we can go over the cap. Right? All right, go ahead, Tricky.
So you want my bottom line is here. You look at this next team. I've been watching them. There's a difference between Knicks fans. You got old school fans that have been watching them for 30, 40 years, like me. I've been watching them for 31 years. And you got the new school Knicks fans. They don't realize the new school, I'm going to say it. I don't care if they're in the chat. They don't realize how long we've been waiting. And I've been waiting. And I'm tired of it. Tired of waiting. Tired of simple moves. Oh, we're going to give Jalen Brunson $27.5 million to be the point guard for Julius Randle? Really? That's our future? Let's talk about this. Let's be real about this. Because back in the day when I was a 15-year-old boy, I was watching Patrick Ewing dominate the league. But he couldn't get past Jordan or Hakeem. And now I'm watching New York Knickerbocker fans grow up watching a show like this, saying, oh, we should do this, do that. No. You're going to bring in Jalen Brunson, a bottom-tier point guard. He's basically going to be the equivalent, and Randle is bad at his best, and the Knicks are going to fail. They're going to fail. They're going to fail again, and I'll be talking to you, Uncle Preezy, in about 3 or 4 years saying, I told you. I told you.
All right.
So,
G.I. was good.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight? So
Good, man.
what's good,
Good.
I am in a little different. I'm in a little different mood than probably everybody else because I have for about a year and a half been asking Leon Rose what's the plan. Obviously, I don't have Leon Rose's personal number. He doesn't give many interviews, so I haven't had much to go off of. But I knew going into this draft. They said last year's draft was weak, but then people say, no, we said it's strong. But either way, at 11, you couldn't get much last year. I knew we wasn't getting much at 11 this year, unless we had to replace Mitch with a player out the draft. And we feel like Harkenstein brings more to the team than Jalen Duren, obviously, because that's what we did. That's one of our signings already. But I saw them finally make a plan to say, you know what? The number 11 player won't change our team the way Jalen Brunson will change our team. So we're going to create room to add this player. They made a plan. They executed the plan, and they went all the way to fruition. More importantly, I thought the Burke signing, while as much as he played hard, I didn't like the Burke signing at all. As you talk about the Fournier signing, you know what? You learn to live with it, but you said, man, if we waited another year, we could have did something else with that money. We didn't see Noel all year. We all knew Noel was a bad signing sooner. And to see these Leon Rose be able to pivot out of these contracts, move on to different players, and set himself up and get cap space and he worked he did his job. And while we still don't have that superstar coming through the door, nobody expected by this time we'd have a superstar. And let me tell you something. Be careful what you ask for. Because today, while you might want to be a miserable Knicks fan, you have every right. Nobody can tell you what to be. The Brooklyn Nets are the laughing stock of New York City. There's nobody that's going to let Stephen A. can get on tomorrow on ESPN. All these guys, all these pundits, but the Brooklyn Nets waited till free agency open to hear that KD got there. They paid him to rehabilitate. They paid him to go out there and pay them the half a season, the next season, and the 1 year he gave them, they bowed out very early in the playoffs. Kyrie was the package deal. So be careful what you ask for. What superstar comes from that door? Somebody said today, you want players that wanted to be in New York. Guess what? We probably are going to get a tampering charge. And I'm going to shut up because I want to share this microphone. I want to cook with the people tonight. But the fact of the matter is, Jalen Brunson wanted to be here so bad that we'll probably get a tampering charge in the process. Let's go, Knicks. I'm not looking. What you going to get in Brunson? You're going to get somebody that's going to come across the half court and dribble the basketball. And if he gets pressured, he's not going to feel the pressure that he has to pick up his dribble. He's going to play east and west, north and south. He has triple threat in his game. You have not been able to see all of that because it hasn't been needed. Now, defensively, we'll see how much a liability he is. We'll have to figure it out. But one thing you will get better offense next year when Jalen Brunson is on the court. You'll have to wait and see it yourself. I'm telling you now, I have faith in it.
Well, with that being said, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm not mad. Like, it is what it is. We got a point guard. We needed a point guard. We got a point guard. What are we really mad at?
Salute to you, Ghetto Intellect. Salute.
Stafford, salute. AD, big bro. Let's do it. Tricky Nicky, what it do? Thank you for letting me cook. Trick, Kendall, Hardwill, we still rocking.
We all cook. So
you already know, bro.
Ghetto Intellect, I've always respected.
Oh, I respect you big time, Trick.
So, I mean, like, people could sit there and say, like, well, he's drunk. He's slurring his words. He's doing this. You know what? Maybe I am. But doesn't mean I don't know everything about basketball. I watch it. It's my life. It's my life.
Okay.
And then I just don't see this move being a move for a Knicks future unless they add one more piece to it. If you're going to bring me youth, if you're going to bring me Jalen Brunson and bring me DeAndre Ayton, and put him with RJ and Cam and all this young guys, I'll ride with it all day. But Tibbs ain't the coach. I ain't stupid. I've seen this so many times. I'm done seeing it.
All right.
Yo, go ahead, Freezy, my bad.
No, go ahead, bro. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that straight up. If everything I'm saying about Jalen Brunson is true, as far as what he's gonna do for this team, then I'm gonna just sit back and watch, because at the end of the day, I don't know how he's gonna perform for the Knicks. I really don't know. But if he does perform well, then that's a good thing. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. And as far as Randle goes, I don't have anything personally against him or anything like that. I'm not bothered by his off-court antics. I'm not really bothered by that. It's just that I'm a stickler more than anything when I watch the game. As far as like point guard positions and the right fit, especially for our team. That's all. That's something that I'm more passionate about.
So what's the next move? What's the next move you think you anticipate?
Honestly, I don't know. That's why I asked the question earlier. Like, what kind of direction are we heading in? Because I'm looking at the free agency class, and I'm not seeing anybody besides maybe 18 and Zach LaVine who moves the needle for us. Not really.
I don't know. I think they offload Fournier. I think they just want to offload that contract to be more flexible in the future. To be honest, I don't think that like a major move is coming. And as far as the future, I really think that we already got it. I think that the ball is in RJ's hand to really take us to the next. We might not need a Donovan Mitchell. We might not need those plays. We might have it in RJ. You don't know. You'll find out by the end of this year. You'll find out, though, because this is the year.
Kendall, that take is so dope, because I'm not understanding why Knicks fans don't see that Jalen Brunson, who played next to Luka and still was able to do his thing, is going to make the game easier. Listen, RJ has already proven that it's going to take him still some more years to efficiently move the ball around the basketball court. Forget scoring and shooting right now. Forget layups. Forget inside game. Let's just talk about moving the ball. We see when he gets the ball, he has to go east-west. North-south. He doesn't have. So Brunson's gonna help the ball move around. Now RJ has proven he can move without the ball. He's going to get RJ into his strong suit. This is going to be able to. Now RJ has no. I'll be honest. Offensively, he has no excuse to unleash his game. The problem will be, and can be, and potentially will be, Randle. Randle cannot be when Brunson comes across half court with the ball. Randle can't be at the foul line.
Oh yeah. You gotta go with him.
He got to move without the ball. He got to start somewhere and come to something. So that way he's already using his speed to get his man off him. Then when he gets the ball, he can start to move. Randle cannot just be wanting to start from the Melo position. I'll be honest. I hate it when Melo did it. But I hate it even more when Randle. In fact, I'm looking like you poor Carmelo Anthony. You watch too many Carmelo Anthony. He immediately stops the offense, and then RJ's not the type of player that can play in the stagnant offense. Burks couldn't play. I'm telling you that Brunson can't play in the stagnant
Gatto,
offense.
I got a question for you.
That
Gatto,
was that. I wanted to.
I'm sorry. Hardwell, go ahead. My bad.
Nah, that's all good, Tricky. Got it.
Okay. I was going to ask you a question, Ghetto. And you're a lot like me. Like I just feel they're not making the moves that make us contenders. They're making the moves, and it's all over ESPN, right? We hate ESPN, right? Yeah. But guess what? We're making the moves to be a playing team. I don't want to be a goddamn playing team anymore. I'm tired of it.
So you know what it is, Tricky? I think it's the move that you probably expecting and other people is that going to even move the needle? So you got to understand that sometimes when you bring in the wrong people, like G.I. was saying, then we don't have the good development that RJ may need. And like he was trying to say with Brunson,
And you
his
both
pace,
are right.
Brunson's pace, and what we was missing is somebody that could have the ball and make the read on time. But what he was breaking down was that when Randle was stopping the ball, people wasn't cutting and moving because they wasn't expecting the ball. So if we change that around and we have a player that's gonna give up the ball, like I think Jay Boogie said it, if we get something like the Villanova Brunson, but more of the scoring too, because he's still going to have to give Randle the ball when he's open for him to buy into where we want Randle to succeed at. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have no issues because Randle is powerful if he could play where he's going to be most effective at. So all he's saying is, and that was a dope take, GI. What he's saying is that, and I agree, because if we can't bring in somebody that's definitely going to take us further than at least the first, second round in the playoffs, then keep building. I'm happy we have somebody that can play better because then now we do got to get them more credit for bringing in more talent. And then the next move may be a better piece, but then they may move somebody else. But we got to let that more play out. I can't expect too much more as far as a star right now. I think that was moving a little fast. I'll just be happy with them getting Brunson if we get Brunson and what he could bring to what we have. I'm excited to see as well. I'm not saying.
Why y'all keep saying if Brunson signed? Brunson, the deal's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm basically saying like if what we feel that he can bring to the court with these guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to see how those guys' future could be, and we'll be able to see what players don't need to be Knicks and who else we could bring in to be better role players.
I just want to add to that too.
Hold on. I want to give Hardwell a quick take here. So who is the next player besides Brunson that we signed that you would like to see?
No, that's what I just was saying. I'm not really sure.
Do you know? Would it
it's
be
hard.
Anobi? Would it be? There's got to be somebody else coming.
I think the main point. I think the main point is if it's somebody that's not gonna make us go further or that's like way better than us developing what we have, you know, I always said it that a better player even than Brunson will help us more because basically RJ can mirror to somebody who really knows how to play, right? But if they not being able to get somebody, then this is a better way to build up what we have instead of just always hoping somebody gonna come. And Brunson is that type of a player that you can add because he's not declining, he's going up. For him to get a bag and to go in that direction, you know, that's a good player to get on your roster if you building a team for the future somewhat.
So you really believe in like with Jalen Brunson coming here is really gonna help out RJ.
The pace, somebody with the ball, like he said, if we share the ball right and everybody's going to be prepared to do what they got to do, it can change the dynamics. You ain't going to have the ball in Randle's hands anymore or Burke's hand. It's going to be in somebody's hand who can attack a defense at the point of attack. And then
Right.
what happens is he could get by his man and create plays for other people. We didn't really have that before. Somebody
Right.
to dribble like Brunson could be. Is Brunson going to have to need time for us to give him a chance to learn how to play with everybody and stuff like that? 100%.
And one more question. One more question. That's all. And then I'll mute myself for an hour. Hardwell, do you think
Yeah, we ain't gonna be here for an
RJ
hour, bro.
or Randall?
Yeah, Tricky Nicky, we ain't gonna be
Well,
here for an hour. I got like 10
I'm
more
sorry
minutes, and then
about
I gotta
that.
get, and then I have to
Okay,
get ready to go out here.
I want to ask him this though, because Hardwell is very smart. Hardwell, do you think RJ or Randall will benefit more from Brunson?
That's a good
Who?
question. I
Who?
want to see. I want to see. I think both of them could, but I think Randall's just gonna have to make sure he can fit in, so he could stay a part of what they got going on. RJ will too. I mean, they both could. I mean, Randall could always benefit. He just got to play his role. When you a player that could always get 20 and 10, you just want to fit in. After that, you always gonna get your points. So I think it's gonna benefit RJ more to be more consistent to play with another young player that's on the up, like I said, that's going up. So that's my take on
We
it.
don't
Yeah.
need Randall to average
Honestly,
5 assists this year.
I would say this: if Jalen Brunson plays up to his ability, I think Julius Randle make the All-Star team again and is back in the MVP conversation.
That's a possibility. I honestly think that we might get 3. Like we might be able to sneak 2 or 3 in there. To be honest, if Jalen Brunson could do that for Randall,
Right.
that gives him a kind of a thing to get into the scratching All-Star, and
Right.
maybe RJ the same thing.
Do you
I
guys?
can't lie. If this goes right, hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
Nick, because
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nick. Let me cook. If this goes right, the Knicks are easily the number 6 seed. I don't think y'all understand how much better. I don't think the Knicks fans truly understand that addition by subtraction just made us a better team. I'm not sure everybody understands.
Hey, I just
Ghetto,
think
you going
I
6?
think
Hey, Tricky Nicky, you said let me say this, and then you was gonna mute yourself.
I know.
Remember you said
I'm
that?
done. I'm actually
Right.
leaving the panel.
Okay.
So
All right.
I just
Hey,
want,
go ahead, Stefan.
Ghetto, you said 6? You think we could jump up to 6 in a tough Eastern
This could.
Conference with
I
with
think 47. I think 46, 47 wins makes you the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. I do.
I mean, look, I would love to reach number 6, but I think we still have some more chemistry to go as far as continuity with the team. So I'm saying 8, at least 8.
I'm
And
saying
I'm
lottery.
So
Lottery.
yeah, Tricky Nicky, a few minutes ago you said when you was cutting people off, you said let me say this.
I
And
said I want to say one more thing. He wouldn't let me.
right. No, but that's not how this work. That's not how this work, man. You got to give everybody the opportunity. Matter of fact, Trick, listen, either you're gonna follow by what I'm saying, man, or you can't be here.
Tell to your chat.
And I'm sorry to put it. And I'm sorry to put it that way, man. But you got to okay. All right. Okay. Whatever. It's one. Hey guys, listen, man. I'm sorry to come across like that, man. But like when Don P is talking, we can't be letting Don P get cut off, or GI be talking and then somebody keep cutting GI off. It's the quality of the product, man. We got to make sure that we respectful, of the people that's speaking. So I know some people get offended by that, but you know what I'm saying, by me, moderating, but it is what it is. You don't do it
I
nowhere
saw
else.
it go, Freezy. I saw it go.
Yeah. You don't do that on nothing but Knicks, or don't do it on Knicks fan TV, man. We ain't gonna have that here. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that coming. I saw that coming a minute ago.
Yeah. So, but my point is, the thing I want to get in real quick, man, and I appreciate y'all too for being patient with me while I try to, because I be wanting to hear Hardwell, bro, and I just can't. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, you can't just every time Hardwell say something, somebody cut him off. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is I disagree with the Randle thing about what Randle does on the court. I think the basketball aspect and the perception by the media aspect are two different things, right? Julius Randle is a pick and pop player, right? And then to force him to be a pick and roll player means he has to change his entire game. Now, what people will say was, well, why not him change his game? Well, how effective were the Knicks roll man this season? Name a roll man that was effective this season for the Knicks. Name him. As a matter of fact, you name a roll man that stayed healthy. Name a roll man.
You had to say stay healthy, because I'll say, you know what, when Mitchell is rolling, he's a bad boy. But you had to say stay healthy. You got it.
Hey, Tricky Nicky, look, don't do stupid stuff like this, bro. This is ridiculous. All we asking you to do is allow people to talk. That's it. You trying to burn bridges with me? I ain't did nothing to Tricky Nicky. You burn bridges with me, bro. You just burn bridges with everybody. It ain't even Uncle Freezy thing. It's a you thing.
That's a simple fix, Freezy.
Yeah, just be respectful of everybody is what I'm saying. You saying I cut people off? Of course, because it's my channel and I'm the moderator. That's how this works. Back to it, y'all. So what I'm saying is this. Yo, who named the roll man that stayed healthy? Did Mitch stay healthy this year? Did Nerlens Noel stay healthy this year? Right? All of our rollmen, we couldn't even stay healthy enough to have an impact. And then when we did have it, and then when those guys were on the floor, they had the lowest usage rate in the NBA because our guards were trash, couldn't pass the ball. They were 30th in assists. But yet we want to put Randle in that role. And so if you can't find Mitchell Robinson, a 7-foot athletic freak that can jump out the gym, what makes you think you're going to be able to find a 6'9" power forward that is not a leaper? Right? That's what I'm saying. Like we use like the buzzwords for pick and roll and all these different things and all that stuff, man. What we need to do is play to people's strengths. Like if Julius Randle is a pick and popper, a jump shooter from the wing, then we need to get in that pick and pop mindset. Like Randle is gonna pick and slide. Like I'll give you an example. We don't complain when Lauri Markkanen does it. Like Lauri Markkanen is a pick and popper. Kevin Love is a pick and popper, right? When Julius Randle does it, we say Julius Randle should be rolling to the rim. He's too big, right? What I'm getting at is you have to play to your personnel, right? Randle is not that dude, right? And as a matter of fact, the guys that we have that role are really not that guy either. You know what I'm saying? We don't have like that. We don't have a DeAndre Ayton. Now, if you get Brunson and then you sign a DeAndre Ayton, a dude that can roll to the basket and catch in traffic, then I would agree with y'all takes on what Randle should be.
But Freezy, I could do a question, not to cut you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, my bad.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, remember you showed the video of this year's Randle before of his shots, and you mentioned like analytics and him taking more outside shots, reference to the old chart of Randle.
Right.
And the point I'm mentioning that is because we all said that we know that that's not the best version of Randle. If you try this way and it don't work, like the pop, I could say because we don't have a guard to make the play if he's rolling toward the basket. But in basketball, you can't feel that way unless you a high percentage shooter, unless you know what I'm saying? We're not saying that some players don't do that. When you compare Love to him or the players you just compared, right? Those are players that I wouldn't consider to be beasts in the paint. So we're not saying that Randle can't shoot jumpers, but it has to be in the flow of the game, and then he can't consistently do a pick and roll and fade out to the three when he could easily cut to the middle and make an easier shot, right? Or score the ball with ease. That's really all what it is because if we want
See, you just tried to run. All right, you trying to
what you
use a
mean?
magic trick on me
What
because
you
I see
mean?
how you slid in there. Man, he can just make his way to the back. He's not a roller, bro. No matter how we phrase it, Julius Randle is not a roll man.
But why do we say that he's not if he's not a good pop? He's not a pick and pop player. He's just doing that.
But because just because you look at the shot chart, you don't necessarily you don't know how the jump shot came about. Was it kicked out to him, right? Was he a popper and was in that spot, and that's a design play to get that shot, right? Did Julius Randle ISO and take that shot, right? That's what I'm getting at. Like when we look at the shot chart, you can't assume that every shot that he took from that spot was all created the same way, right? But what we can assume and what we can go by, the eye test, like Don P likes to say, and by analytics, like I like to use, is our roll mans have been trash, right? And statistic back up the fact that our bigs have the lowest usage rate in the NBA, and our team as a whole has the lowest assist percentage in the NBA.
But
That means
Freezy,
that
you know
the
why?
guys can't catch and the passer can't pass.
I agree with you. But you heard what Gi just said, right? When he talked about ball stopping. Remember when the ball didn't stop and you had other players playing better in reference to like what you mentioning, different movement, like even Mitchell Robinson and different
Virtual.
players.
I mean, Bullock was getting so many open shots that year when the ball didn't stop.
I'm just giving you an example, Freezy, on the stuff you mentioning, right? But when he mentioned the ball stopping, right, that's a reason for those things to happen because we not getting the ball. Or you said it, people said it many times. Mitch played better when he was getting touches or involved a little bit more, or the ball wasn't stopping when certain players was on the court. Even Fournier played better in those situations when the ball was moving. So when the ball stops, like he mentioned, that's the problem that creates these problems that you mentioning about nobody doing this or nobody could do that. I agree we had no guards that could tell him the cut or make the pass on the cut, right? But he can't dictate the game to just popping all the time when your strength is to the basket. That's all I'm really trying to say. And I'm just comparing the two things that to his strength. We want him to play to his strength, not saying you can't take jumpers, because if it's in the flow of the game and you open, then that's when it's going to work for you. Not just pulling up a jump on somebody. When you get a shot like that, they giving you that shot reference to giving you what you really want and what they want you to have in Julius Randle situation. You know what I'm saying? Him going at somebody, they give him those shots and happy he take those type of shots. You know what I'm saying? Because they know they can't hold him when he gets to the strong parts of the paint where he's dominant at. You know what I mean? A good coach will have that boy in position, doing it right. Tibbs let him get away with that. But that's just my opinion, though, Freeze.
Right, but see, and that's what I'm saying. The thing is okay. So I'm standing for Randle, and not because of Randle. I'm on Randle team, or Randle or hey, here come Tricky Nicky, y'all. Hey, Tricky Nicky, you got something to say to me, man?
No, not really.
You called me a crybaby in the chat.
Well, a little bit. Don't you think you kind of be in R1?
No, don't you think you being mad respectful to a place that allowed you to come up? Right. What I'm saying to you, bro, is you eat here more than you eat anywhere else.
No, I
Right?
got
Yes,
other
you
shows
do.
too. Yeah, I
Right,
do. I have
right.
other
You eat
shows.
here more than you eat anywhere else. Trust me, I know this.
No, I'm on
Right?
your show
And
maybe once every
when we
month.
you come here and we listen to you and we allow you to cook. We don't tell you.
So I'm gonna let
Only
you
thing
go
we tell
ahead.
you is give other people a chance to talk and stop cutting people off.
Yeah,
Right?
but everybody else is cutting everybody else off and cutting me off and cutting you off, and you're cutting me off. Like, why is it only specific to me because I'm the one that drinks? Why?
First of all, I don't have to answer none of this stuff, bro.
Of course not.
Secondly,
no, you wouldn't.
secondly, the thing is
Secondly, I
you know,
won't be on your show anymore. I'll unsubscribe. That's what you want, and that's what we'll do.
and now y'all see why cats disappear off the joint. Right? Now y'all see why cats disappear off the joint. Y'all like Uncle Freezy be doing cats dirty. Right? All we would y'all saw how I tried to be fair, right? Be fair, talk to this person like a gentleman, right?
Yeah.
And then this is just how things go. So y'all won't be saying, y'all won't be saying, we won't be saying Tricky Nicky no more on this joint, right? You know, you try to give people multiple opportunities to just be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just chill out and respect other people, you know, let people rock. So he gone. Bye.
I got a question way before everybody go. Just regarding for Fournier, like if we keep Fournier, right, wouldn't it be better to move him to the bench and just have instant offense with him and whatever D Rose, IQ, and those guys? I think that would be better suited for him.
I would agree with that.
Can I respond?
Yes, sir.
Yo, I just was sitting here thinking, I was like, man, I could see Tim sitting down with RJ and Cam Reddish, like, yo, I'm hearing that you two guys can go out there and play together well. Here's the problem I have. What percentage y'all gonna shoot at? Because now that I got guys to space the floor, if I put Fournier out there, he gonna knock his shot down. If Fournier is on this team, the fact that he hits that shot at the rate he hits it, it's hard to, man, that don't let the other team cheat. And while I love Cam and RJ, and they can be high flyers, they got to hit that jumper at a high rate. Because that's when Fournier got comfortable on this team. That's when we started winning some really stupid games. Because he started lighting teams up that started cheating away from Randle and RJ. So, Kendall, my question is, if you're going to put Fournier on the bench, it's because Cam and RJ going to shoot the lights out.
Yeah, bro. I only ask that because, like, with the direction of what the team that they're trying to build as far as going younger, and I feel like if you just and defensive purposes too. So if he is playing the two, I don't think that's like ideal next to him. I would think that Grimes will be better ideally next to Brunson at only for defensive purposes, and obviously he can knock down that shot. But having Fournier and Brunson out there, I think that maybe Brunson is a good defender, but his height, you know, teams might pick on that. It's
I
nothing
got to
really you
keep it
could.
a stat. RJ had more defensive breakdowns last year than Fournier. Fournier ended up decent defensively. RJ was the one that off ball was a mess, and he was playing out of position. But Fournier doesn't guard what bad at the two. He really did.
And also, RJ, to be fair, was guarding some of the best wings.
Yeah, no, he was out of position, but I can't lie. Fournier wasn't a liability defensively.
Right. And so that's the thing with RJ and Randle too. Another thing, and so this is to some of the stuff that Don P says, right? Like you got to watch the floor, like because when I watch when I look at the defensive metrics, like you guys, what I would suggest, like for those that are coming on, like there's going to be here and other people joints. Make sure you use StatMuse. Make sure you use Cleaning the Glass and Synergy, right? Pay for these things so that when you go on people's joints and you say certain things, you can have the data. You be equipped with the data, you know what I'm saying, to back up your points, right? Because what happens is we'll say RJ Barrett is a bad defender. Julius Randle is a bad defender. right? But then when you look at the defenders around him, and the different defensive groupings, when these guys play with certain defenders, they're great. And then when they play with certain poor defenders, they're horrible. And it's not because they themselves don't always put forth the best effort. It's because when, give you an example, say in the Bulls game, Kemba Walker's guarding Lonzo. Lonzo ball goes right by Kemba, right? RJ comes off of DeMar DeRozan to help to stop the thing from stop my man from getting into the paint. He kicks out to Zach LaVine. RJ is late to a rotation to Zach LaVine because he left DeRozan to cut off Lonzo Ball and then scramble back out to Zach LaVine. What you see on television is RJ Barrett is late to a rotation to Zach LaVine. And then we say, well, RJ Barrett is terrible. Right? That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with Randle. Now, Randle is on tape loafing some, and I get it. But all NBA players do that. No NBA player plays at red lines at all game. No NBA player red lines it. Even Giannis. Giannis don't red line at all game. Right? Randle, we have it on tape, and Randle's in a big market, right? Right? So Randle's got 1 million cameras on him all the time. Right? But Randle is not as bad defensively as what you say. Neither is Mitch. Neither is RJ. But take into account when you have weak defenders on the floor in team defense, some guys are going to get beat, and it's going to look like they wasn't in the place that they were supposed to be. But the thing is, you can't be in two places at one time. Paris Duggar, thank you for your generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, our biggest problem is Tibbs. And what is RJ at 30 mil?
Yeah, I want to, was you about to speak, Freeze?
No, go ahead, bro.
I want to expound on your point just now. I know I'm like super critical of RJ, but not once have I ever said like he's a bad defender, and none of you guys accuse me of that. But I know that's the sentiment going around about RJ. I seen, like I said, you're right. I do need to look at more statistics or whatever on these sites. But just watching that first Celtics game, you know what I mean? He had some major stops with what's his name?
Tatum against Jason Tatum.
Yeah, so when I seen that he was capable of stopping a player like that, who can score at all three levels,
right.
I never had an issue in my mind about RJ when it comes to playing defense. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the eye test. And expounding on Gi's point earlier, no disrespect, I had laughed while you was talking. It wasn't at you. It was the fact that you literally repeated what I said earlier.
About no, I wasn't. I didn't hear it. I didn't take offense.
Okay, cool. And I want to say something about what's his name, Julius Randle. Just saying what you said, Freezy, and how Will said about Julius Randle. That's why I can't call him a scrub, because he's one of these he's one of the only players that I know that has. It's like he has two different versions of himself, and I haven't seen that in the player before. He has like two different versions of himself, and I feel like he is too dominant to pick and pop. Could he do it? Yes, but I feel like he could outmuscle just about anybody in the paint and get his. And that's why I can't call him a scrub, because he's also a good one-on-one defender.
But who's gonna get it? So when Randle rolls, who's gonna get him the ball?
You said what?
When Randle rolls to the basket, who's gonna get him the ball?
When Randle rolls to the basket?
Yeah.
I mean,
you hoping it's Brunson, right?
You just signed Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, you hoping it's Brunson, right? Yeah.
You just signed Jalen Brunson, so hopefully, Jalen Brunson, if he doesn't work out, a little quickly, or we got to see what we have.
You know what I love? I love the fact that now we have a point guard that's not going to mind Julius popping, because he's going to want to go in there and get the layups. That's what's going to be the difference.
Right. And so when Randle is on one side of the floor, think about Randle on the left wing. That means the right side corner has less defenders in it. What do you put in that left side corner now? Do you put a Taj Gibson over there, or do you put an athlete in that corner? You know what I'm saying? It's all these, the possibilities are endless when you add a Brunson, because you couldn't put an athlete over there before, right? Because you had to rotate the ball over to a shooter. Now, when you get a Brunson, a guy that can make that cross-court pass, or you put an athlete over there, because if they close out hard, you can attack the closeout and get to the basket. Y'all remember what Obi Toppin looked like from the corner three? Like when Obi started making those corner threes, remember people were closing out hard and Obi started attacking the closeout? What he looked like? The Orlando Magic game.
Yeah.
You remember the Orlando Magic game when Obi started attacking the closeouts hard? All of a sudden, this dude looked unstoppable, right? Well, it was because this side over here, you had to play the side over here, and you couldn't have one defender playing against two people. You know what I'm saying? So it's a man. Look, G-Man, look, this is my brother. G-Man, Sergeant Knicks, G-Man for life. What's good, G-Man? G-Man says,
G-Man?
finally we have a point. Let's go.
Shout out G-Man.
Yeah,
Can I
this
say
is my
something?
brother in real life.
Can I say
Thank
something?
you for the super chat, G-Man. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about RJ's defense, and I think early on when he was playing good defense, it was before he started to have to like take on more of the offensive load of the team, and I didn't expect him to be that much of a two-way player already, because some of the players he was playing well against on defense, I was shocked for him to do so well. But that was when he didn't have to use so much energy on offense. Because early on, I felt like, cool, he could be the defender, but I know he's not going to do great on offense and stop the best player because he's not ready for that yet. But as he started to take more shots, his defense got bad. Like he stopped focusing on doing both. But I think RJ got a lot of potential to be a good defender, for sure.
You know the funny thing, Hardwell? He wanted to be a two-way player. He said he wanted to be that guy where he's on defense and he wanted to play that offense. But I see the point where you're getting when he started to take over, his defense kind of lapsed because he was burning a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's his first time really doing it. That's why I said when you look at it, now he know what it take. He could build to be that. And when you look at other players that we kind of compare similar, rather, because I don't really like because people go crazy, like Jimmy Butler, these players, they took time to get there. But when you see signs like he just mentioned, he guarded Tatum, he guarded a lot of good players, and he did a decent job. I remember when he was guarding Ja Morant one game, he did a decent job. We wasn't expecting him to play better or nothing, but to do a decent job to me meant a lot,
That's a fact. And there's not that many great offensive players that's great defenders.
He takes defense serious, yeah.
It's always one or the other or halfway through. It's never like a perfect offensive player and a perfect defensive player all in one. Like,
and Stafford, it's easy for a young player. Pardon me. It's easy for a young player to do that, Stafford. Like slack on defense now because he's getting more shots. Even though we're not saying that's what we want, but that's part of his learning process as far as trying to be a two-way player. Right. For him to even say that he want to be a two-way player, to do both in a season and to slack on defense is because how I think the season went. If we had more sustainable offensive players, he could have probably been more solid on defense for us.
Breaking educational news. Kevin Knox, 2 years, $6 million. Detroit Pistons.
Detroit Pistons.
$3 million a year.
Shout out to Kevin Knox. Get your bag,
bro. You can't be mad at him.
Yeah, he got offered 5.5 with China, 5.5 with China, or 3 mil in Detroit. He said, "You know what? I'm about to be a Detroit player."
They might play him too.
Yeah, I'm happy for Knox though. Shout out to Knox, man.
Shout
for
out
real.
to Knox. Word.
He keep getting that bag, man. Shout out to Knox. He's sitting down getting that money.
Word. Get some
Kevin
more
Knox got that training. He got that training. He got that training.
I could use $6 million right now. Give me that.
To sit on the pod, but he gonna play in Detroit though. I think.
Yeah, it's more catered to
Not
him
a
to
lot,
play it
but he
over
will
there.
get some minutes.
Yeah, he'll probably play like 8 to 10 minutes, maybe.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Word, facts.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
he got his bag before RJ got his little bag. He lit.
Yeah, man.
RJ like $6 million. Y'all couldn't give me that to warm my car up to come to
Word,
practice.
6
word.
million. Word. He didn't even call my
RJ gonna
phone.
be able to give his little brother $6 million.
Right.
Word.
Okay.
RJ about to get the bag back.
Word.
Bag. He deserve it, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
he
definitely.
he
Yeah, he
definitely
deserve it,
deserves it.
man.
He gonna get it.
So
And they ain't got no choice but to do it. It's gonna look bad.
talking about bag though. What kind of bag will RJ be worth?
Give him everything. You got to give him everything.
We'll see after this season, Stafford.
Hey,
Now they were saying that they might do it this summer. I was seeing that.
I saw that too. They reaching an agreement this summer that they might
Wow.
get the extension.
Why
So I'm
not?
saying to you, Hardwell, what is a good number for RJ?
You better say Hardwell. Go ahead, man. I want to see. Listen, the same thing I said about Randle, right? And this is how much I'm more of a Knicks fan, right, Stafford? Right?
Right.
I'd rather see him play this season before I say what he deserves. How about that?
Right.
Like I said, they should have waited for
Fair
Randle.
enough.
Yeah, because I said they should have waited on Randle, and I just want to keep it fair because I'm a Knicks fan first, bro. If
True,
RJ
true,
get
true.
traded, I'm not changing teams.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
I'm gonna just watch
and you
the
know
other
what?
team from time to
And
time.
you know what? If
I'm gonna check
you're
his stats out, right, bro?
yeah, if you're RJ Barrett, you want to wait and see too.
Yeah,
You
bet
know
on
what I'm saying?
yourself.
You want to like listen. You ain't gonna pay me money based on how I perform with Alec Burks and Alfred Payton as my point guard. Give me a
They're
real
gonna
point
treat-
guard, and I'm gonna show y'all what kind of numbers I can put up.
They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna
You know
treat
what I'm saying?
RJ just like they treated Mitch. No different.
Well, one thing I will
I gotta
say
be
though,
honest. This front office is showing me who they are. I just need some years to see them. They're showing you who they are.
in fact, one thing I would say though, I would be upset this year is if RJ's sitting in that corner because he's trying to defer. That's gonna piss me
That's
off
what I was
about him.
just saying. They got to have
Don't
a
do that.
strategy for him to exceed better. And I think the point that Brunson is there is gonna be in place. The strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of things. You'll see a lot of things work in RJ favor and Randall favor and Brunson favor this year, man. The thing is the New York Knicks offense for the past 40, 50 seasons has never had a balance where 3 or 4 guys can come in and on any given night, you know what I'm saying, put up a decent number and everybody else support. It's always been solo dolo, one man show. Randall, Mello, Pat, King.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? All the way back. But when you see this team right here more balanced, I think you'll see everybody eating. And don't be mad to if Randall and RJ both average 22, 23, and Brunson don't average 20 something, and he's the prize free agent. Don't be mad at that. All that shows is that Brunson came here and got the best instead of one person getting the best out of himself, it's 3 guys getting the best out of themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the total team concept. So
and every night, different numbers for
And
you.
he'll have 8
Right,
assists
right.
though. If those guys are getting that, he don't have it. He'll have 8 assists. I promise.
It's like the Pistons. It's like the 04 Pistons. It was Billups could easily have averaged over 20 points if he wanted to, but he
Right.
got everybody else involved, and then he wound up with like 4 All-Stars. So,
Right.
And a good team, you're gonna see different players with points on different nights when they sharing the ball and they playing right. So
And Fournier in his complimentary Fournier being the 4th option is excellent.
mm-hmm.
And you might see Mitch with a couple 2010 games.
Yeah.
Instead of one
No,
a
that's
year.
a fact because he got somebody that could get in the paint and they gotta either get to Brunson or he could get it to Mitch. So that's gonna be Mitch gonna get easy buckets as well. I think even though people say he's not a passing guard like that, he still got the instincts to make the right play. So he could see stuff that and not to really take a shot at quickly, but I seen plays with him at the point where somebody was wide open and he should have
Wide
given the
open.
ball up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that because he's not really a point guard or he just didn't want to give it to him? Like that, I can't see because once you start doing that, then you're not playing smart ball and then it just don't work out. You got to get a ball.
And Hardwell, part of that got to do too. And I saw it in person. And then when I started watching it on TV, I was like, yo, this is a real thing. Quickly comes across half, and he's trying to diagnose the play. And Tibbs is standing up at half court screaming, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. And you're like, and because I saw it in Charlotte, right? Yeah, I saw it in Atlanta, right? And I was thinking, like, okay, when I saw it in Atlanta, I'm like, okay. And Alfred Payton's not in the game. Derrick Rose is hurt. He's just trying to get something out of quickly, right? But when I saw it in Charlotte, I was like, okay, this is 2 games in a row that we saw this. And then when you watch it on TV, y'all notice Tibbs don't never sit down.
No, you don't.
He always right there at the point screaming at the guards to shoot it, take it, shoot it, take it. Instead of letting these cats diagnose, read the defense, and play to their natural instincts. Now, what I'm saying is, I think Jalen. I don't think you have to do that with Jalen Brunson, and I don't think Jalen Brunson gonna take it because Jalen Brunson, even though he's young, he's still a vet.
Yeah, he like a general. He like a general on the floor that Tibbs may need. That Tibbs do need rather. So I can vouch for that. He got experience, and coming from where he come from, a great coach in college, day one. He do know how to do that. I think G.I. said it too. He know how to not rush off the ball. Those are things that help players like RJ and other players on the team. You know what I'm saying? I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, because realistically, I'm looking at 17-8 this season. That's realistically for me. I think that can happen, and I wouldn't be mad at that. That's well above what what we've had in the past.
Yeah, I want to see that. Jalen Brunson, at least I don't even care if he averages 17 points. If he could give me a consistent assist that's about like 6 assists, a little bit over than that a game, and he got RJ and Julius Randle playing in a more efficient manner, I will come on this platform first and I will apologize for my takes. That'll be the first thing I'll do.
Right. You ain't gotta do that, bro. We just talking, bro.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's all.
Sorry.
Kyle Anderson agreed to a 2-year, $80 million deal with the Timberwolves.
Oh, I thought you was about to say the Knicks. I was about to jump out the window, bro.
Say that again, Stafford. Say that again. Who was that? Who was that?
Kyle Anderson.
Oh, slow-mo?
He did what?
Slow-mo, yeah, slow-mo.
He's tough, though. He's tough. He can shoot. Where'd he go?
Smart basketball player.
Timberwolves, Minnesota.
They're starting to put something around Karl Anthony Towns. Okay.
Yeah, man.
And Juan Toscano Anderson has agreed with the Lakers.
What?
Yeah, Lakers make some decent moves. They got what you call it too.
Yeah, they got that kid from the Spurs.
They got Lonnie Walker. I kind of
want Lakers got Lonnie Walker. Lakers
I kind of wanted
some
that.
offense.
I want us to. I got to get out of here, y'all, so I can get ready to go to this JLB. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Hopefully,
yes,
no problem.
Time I get to work. So, but we'll see. All right, thanks, y'all, man. Next morning drive in the morning, vibes and stuff live in the morning. You can best believe we'll be talking about Knicks stuff on vibes and stuff. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right,